This brings me to our next topic. I mean, this is again been a big conversation in the league, load management. Now,
Shout out Kawhi.
Shout outs to Kawhi because I think he's
segue.
probably the poster boy for load management. I think I saw, I saw this thing on Instagram with Michael Jordan in his Washington Wizards final year, played all 82
games.
No load management for the GOAT. How has this generation now has changed so much with this load management thing? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it speaks more towards sports medicine and what we're learning about people's bodies.
Okay.
I 100% get the response that, Kevin Garnett even had to load management, and I know you feel the way about that. But
we'll touch on KG
later. But I kind of get that load management in a way, kind of like how we talked about Mike D'Antoni earlier with 7 seconds basketball. It's become a playing style where you can understand that there might be 1 or 2 guys missing from your team on a nightly basis, but then you have 7-8 guys behind that can contribute. And I think the Clippers have that right now. That's why they're okay with Kawhi resting.
Right.
That's why sometimes PG is going to have those rest days too, because he's got a nagging shoulder.
Yeah.
Load management has changed from, this guy's just resting and he's waiting for the playoffs, to an actual playing style, which is really, really interesting to go forward into the next decade. But that's just
Abbas?
I think it's interesting to see, man. It's something to watch for.
Load management is soft.
All right.
Straight up.
Okay.
That's straight.
Like, honestly, I think it's soft.
Yeah.
Last year with Kawhi, the year prior to that, he was coming off a 9-game season. With San Antonio. Okay, and he was injured. He was hurt. Now, did he quit on the team? Did he want to get traded, etc.? I don't want to get into that right now, right?
Yeah.
Let's just go with he was hurt, right?
Okay.
He's a professional. He couldn't play, okay? Now, he gets traded to Toronto, okay? He's the guy, the number 1 guy in Toronto.
Yeah.
A lot of responsibility comes on his shoulders. There was a lot of expectations, and he met and probably even exceeded expectations, right?
Absolutely.
Last season, because it's your full season coming off a 9-game season previously, it made sense to kind of take it easy with him, right? Kind of manage his body, make sure that it doesn't go full force 82 games right away, because you want to ease into it, right? And making him ready for the playoffs, for me, it made sense.
Yeah.
Now, Kawhi, I think, is okay now to play all 82 games. Right. I think right now he's in I think he's just resting now for the heck of it. Honestly, I don't know if he needs to.
Might be in his contract.
You know what?
Dennis. Yeah, right? Maybe. I don't think he needs to. But you know what's really more disappointing than that? That players who are playing the full schedule are now getting called out on it. Now players who don't load manage, be like, why aren't you load managing? Get your body ready for the playoffs. Don't you know how we're doing? Don't you know what's going on?
Shout out Max Kellerman.
But this is the thing. This is the thing, though. Just to kind of touch on what you're saying, Abbas, I think the problem is the only person that's suffering, the people that are suffering, is the fans.
The fans.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
fans suffer. Without a doubt, that's true.
I think
100%.
I think this solution has gone out before, but I think someone's touched up on it. Like, I don't like load managing at all. But if I'm saying if you're gonna load manage, you load manage home games, because the home teams could see you whenever they want, whenever they can. The away team, they only get one shot. They get one shot.
You got a good point there.
Remember, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, we shouldn't worry about the fans and all those things," but the fans bring in your revenue. They bring in your revenue. If there's nobody watching NBA basketball, you're not getting paid. So the least, as a professional athlete, you don't like. I'm not going to say your job isn't hard, because your job is hard. You got to manage your body. You got to do all these things. But it's not like a firefighter. It's not like a doctor. It's not one of these. You're not saving anybody's life. No. You're playing a basketball game, which is an extreme privilege. It's a privilege. It's an honor to play, to get that much money more than
well,
this.
It's about money. That's
of course it is.
You're getting paid so much to play a sport.
It's about
80, you know what? 82 times out of a year. Pick up a ball and play for 48 minutes.
So I feel like the games that you miss, in terms of how you get paid per year, you average that out into an 82 game season. That pretty much determines your paycheck for that entire year.
Not take that,
you see, players won't take it, but there has to be a give and take. If you want to miss this game, we'll take this much out, because that's how much that was worth. That was how much that was worth for that game. Or you play away games, and if you want to miss home games, then you can, because fans will always have a chance to see you.
You're saying, I mean, that in itself, is that's huge.
It's
so you're saying in a way to kind of stop load management in a sense, to try to kind of
penalize the player.
penalize the players and say, do you just kind of take that out of their pay,
especially if they're not injured. If they're just using it as an excuse, like if you're hurt, you're hurt. Like we get absolutely. That. But if you're able to fully function and to fully play, that's like me going to my 9-to-5 job. Currently, I will be quitting soon. I go to my 9-to-5 job, and I'm like, you know what?
Breaking news.
Like, you know what? Like, I've done so much. I've done so much for this company and all that stuff. You know what? I made like 18 sales yesterday. Yeah. I'm not gonna come to work today, but I still want my full salary.
Right.
Of course, like I'm not written in guaranteed that all these things, whatever. Players have guaranteed money.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying is, when I miss a day, I miss a pay.
Yeah.
You see how that goes?
To kind of counteract that, though, a lot of companies have it so that you have 2 weeks paid vacation.
That too.
So you could
do you call a personal day?
Yeah.
Do you call it sick?
I'm good. Oh, we're playing the Timberwolves today? No,
let me use a vacation day.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Let me use a vacation day.
I do want to say one thing, though. With what you said and, what's happening right now in the league with viewership, right? A lot of people are complaining. Even the league is complaining about how ratings are
going down.
Declining.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe load management is a factor. Maybe LeBron being in West Coast times and games starting at 10:30 is a factor as well. But
that's a huge.
Maybe the away game, home game thing that you were talking about that could counteract to help.
You play the away games.
All your majority of your superstars are in LA.
Yeah.
Right. You got Anthony Davis.
Yeah, four
of
them. Four best players in one city.
In one city, and the West Coast. Time frame. He's right. It does play a huge factor in ratings dropping big time.
I just don't understand why the exception has become the norm now. That's why I just don't understand that. Why Kawhi? It was an exceptional season last year because of how he was the previous year.
Absolutely.
If he played a full 82 game schedule before joining the Raptors, you think he'd load manage the next year? I don't think so.
I think how tanking was a thing. I mean, it's still a thing, but how tanking was very prominent.
And they changed it.
And they changed it so that they changed the rules. Right, draft picks you can't get a guaranteed top 3 pick anymore.
But I think we kind of blame Kawhi a little bit too much because wherever you're raised, that's where
Kawhi. In fact, I think it was a great strategy.
Yeah, for that year.
I think it was great for that year. But now you're okay now.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And these other players who are just choosing not to play, even though they're 100% healthy.
Doc Rivers don't even. Doc Rivers don't even got a response for it because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
He shouldn't be sitting out like that. I feel bad for Clipper fans. I feel bad for fans in other cities.
There's
that
Clipper fans.
You got, but you got to see.
Now there are. Like, bandwagon is full.
What I'm saying is, you got to see who Kawhi was raised by. He was raised by Greg Popovich.
Right.
That was his style. Like, I'm not like, if we were to use like a family dynamic, that was like his first dad in the NBA. In terms of like the family.
Yeah, he did it too.
He rested everybody on a marquee game with Miami.
Yeah.
So if he could do it.
Those were like 4 or 5 games a year.
That was the tail end.
Now
of the
we're
season.
missing like now we got players missing 20 games a season.
It's insane.
Like it was for me. I know a lot of people bring up that Popovich comparison. For me, it's incomparable. Those are talking about 4 or 5 games a year, which I get.
Yeah.
Now it's coming to 15 to 20 games a year. Right?
Also, Duncan in his late stage of his career.
Exactly.
Like you're trying to rest.
But when you Dirk, those guys.
All I know.
But the thing is, when you start small, year by year, it gets a little bit bigger.
Right. Yeah.
So,
but Kawhi's not at that stage yet. He's young.
Yeah, of course he's young. He should still be playing. But in terms of where it starts from, you gotta say where it starts from. Even though it's a small, like even a small crack on a window, if you don't take care of the small crack, it's gonna continue to build and build and expand. And next thing you know, you have a broken glass.
And then you go back to shoot. We should have load managed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we should have did it. So it's like you can't win. But I look at guys back in the day like Allen Iverson, Jordan, Kobe,
never rested.
They never rested.
It was uncalled for.
You could not do that.
It was weird. It was weird.
Are you kidding me?
Like, Kobe played with 4 broken fingers.
Come on, man. He had a broken Achilles, man.
Yeah, honestly.
See, but this is the thing with player empowerment. Players now know, listen, man. I could control how many years I want to sign. I could do all this, and if you don't comply to my demands, I'm out.
Yeah.
And we'll just go over there. So the player empowerment has really stepped up the load management as to why. Because I guarantee you, they talked about it before Kawhi got there. He probably said, listen, I'm trying to play like 62, 65 games. I'm not trying to play a team like Memphis or Atlanta. So when those games are on the schedule on a back-to-back, just sit me out, and I'll play the more important game.
Exactly.
It's just disappointing.
It's disappointing, but it is
we're
what
never
it
going to
is.
see a Kawhi MVP season.
Right.
Which
We
I'm
won't.
sure we could
Which he
have
should.
if he played 82.
Of course.
Yeah.
We're never going to see.
It's unfortunate. We'll never see it.
And that's the sacrifice those guys make. I think they're not. I mean, a guy like Kawhi is probably not concerned about winning an MVP.
No, he's not about regular
wants
season.
finals
He's not about
MVP.
those. He's not
wants
about
chips.
that.
He
You
wants
got
chips.
it.
He
He wants the
wants
chips and the dip, and that's the biggest thing for him right now.
Yep.
He just
Mhm.
wants to win more when it's all
agree.
said and done.
I just don't like the exception is the norm now, man. I don't
It's
like that.
unfortunate,
I don't
but
like
but
that.
the good
especially
thing
with
is
MJ playing 82.
the good thing is this.